If you didn't already know by now, Pretty Cool Quiz Game is a trivia board game for 3 to 8 players. The board has 8 categories containing 50 question cards each, covering the essential topics most trivia games cover. Simple enough. Okay, players line up at the start of the board, where it clearly says start in case anyone is confused. From there, someone will have to read a card to start the whole thing off, and all the players have to pick that someone. The rulebook has a fancy way to choose the player for the job, but we can save that for another time. So, the first player designated to read this first round will pull a card from the category closest to them. They will read this card out loud to the other players. Make sense? Good. How this works is, each card has either 5, 3, 2, or 1 question per card, with 5 being the most difficult question, and 1 being what amounts to a gimme. Since there are no dice, each number on the card also represents how many spaces a player will move when a question is answered correctly. Answer the 5-point question, move 5 spaces. 3 points, move 3 spaces, and so on. Get it? The first player to yell out the correct answer wins the card round and gets to advance down the board. However, each player can only yell out 1 answer per card, and if it's wrong, they are out for the round and have to wait until the next card is ready to play again. So if a player doesn't know an answer for sure, they should stay quiet and wait for the next question, considering there could be up to 5 questions per card. The player with the correct answer to yell out first gets to read the next card, which is associated with the colored glasses of the square that player just advanced to. If the square has green glasses, a card is pulled from the green category deck. If red glasses, then the red deck, etc., etc. They then read this card out loud to the other players, thus repeating the cycle until one player has advanced down the board to the golden trophy for the win. Sound good so far? Great. That's pretty much the gist of the gameplay. However, to keep it all interesting, there are a few different caveats to keep you on your toes. One of which is what is called the asshole card. Asshole cards are random and indiscriminately placed throughout each category deck. The unsuspecting reader will find this card either to their own benefit or detriment, as they can either help or hurt themselves or others. Think of that feeling you get when you're playing Uno and someone throws a draw 4 card out for no reason. Yeah, that feeling. Another way that can throw the game into a frenzy is the switch component. Think of the game Sorry. Each square on the board is really only big enough to fit 2 of the player's game pieces. So naturally, when a third player makes a move onto that already occupied square, somebody's gotta go, and back to the square whence the third player came. Best part, that third player gets to pick which one it is. A lot of gameplay strategy and revenge will be plotted this way, so be mindful of your moves. Sounds fun, right? So that's the condensed version of how to play Pretty Cool Quiz Game. Hopefully it sounds like it's more fun than a pain in the ass. Anything else you will need to know is in the rulebook that comes in the box. That is, unless you lost the rulebook, in which case you can check them out at prettycoolquizgame.com. Too many letters to type? I mean, you could always just make up your own rules, which is what most people do with just about any game in history, right? Either way, have fun.